right, so looking at 1A here, we've got a solid line, and A is positive, so you know it's going to be a U-shape, a regular U-shaped parabola, and it's going to be a solid line because it's greater than or equal to. Now, greater than or equal to, you shade above the line, so we're shading above the parabola, which would be all of this stuff. That's going to give us a pretty good guess, a good prediction of what our graph will look like. So we start with our axis of symmetry. B is -5. A is 2. Opposite of -5 is +5. 2 times 2 is 4. So this comes out to 1.25 or 5/4. So here's 1.5, so 1.25 will be there. There's our axis of symmetry. Remember, immediately when you find that, you substitute it in for x. So y equals, we don't need the inequality yet, 2 times 1.25 squared minus 5 times 1.25 minus 2. Let me get my calculator. There we go. All right, 1.25 squared. It's 1.5625. We knew that. Spitting all over the place. Times 2 is 3.125. 5 times 1.25, 6.25. Minus 2 is, that's -6.25. Ooh, that could have been bad. That could have been really bad. Thanks for catching me on that. I appreciate it. So 3.125 minus 6.25 minus 2 is -5.125. So our x that we put in was 1.25. Our y that we got out was -5.125. So let's go to that point, 1.25, -5. Oh boy, that doesn't even fit on my graph. Oh, come on now. Don't be like that. Come on. Y'all are silly. All right, let's just say it's down here. We can find the y-intercept pretty quickly because remember the y-intercept is just going to be the number that doesn't have a variable. So another coordinate would be 0, -2. So if we go ahead and plot that on our graph, there's 0, -2. We can reflect that to the other side of the axis of symmetry. Now it's 1, 2.5 places away. So we go half, 1.5, 2.5 the other way. There we go. We've got our parabola. We said it's a solid line. And we said that we are going to shade which way? Above that line because it is greater than this. So that would be all of these coordinates. All these coordinates, if you select the x and y coordinates and you substitute them into the original inequality, it'll work out, right? That's why you shade. It's not just one single point. It is any point that falls in this parabola works. So let's try one more. I mean, if I can find the right spot on this graph. There we go. All right. We see it's negative, upside down. We see it is less than, so that means a dashed line. So it's going to look like that. And less than, we shade underneath. So hopefully our graph comes out looking like that. So we start with our axis of symmetry, opposite of B over 2A. So +6 over -6 equals -1. This is our axis of symmetry. To be continued on the next video because I'm running out of time. We're just having too much fun.